G'day everybody, it is a cold day here in Dallas. Mike Beery here. Today we are talking about one of the most commonly asked questions that I get, how to start the downswing. Let's get started. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell as well, just so that you don't miss out on any of the new content. If you're not a new subscriber, always thanks again for your support. Today's one of those days where it's so cold out, the face is a little numb, it's a little hard to speak, but this is obviously a very important topic because you guys keep asking questions on it. So let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to start by talking about sequence, but I want you to really understand what this video is, because this is not the first video on how to start the downswing, and I did one many years ago, back in 2009. But I want to talk specifically today more about what that lower body's doing. But let's start again with sequence, just so that we have a really clear understanding of the overall picture of the downswing. So again, we're just talking downswing here, and when it comes to sequence, we're going to break this down into three parts. Part number one is lower body, number two is upper body, and then three, hands and club. Okay, so the correct sequence, what do we want to fire first? We need the lower body to fire first. The lower body is the captain and in charge of the downswing. The upper body will follow, and then finally, hands and club, that's going to be last. If we get the lower body to fire first, then there's a good chance that the upper body and the hands will do what they need to do and follow when they should. So let's really get started today and stuck in on what that lower body has to do. Okay guys, quick sidebar for a second. I want you guys to comment down below. Do you think you're in sequence right now? Or do you think you're out of sequence? Right, yes if you think you are, no if you're not. If you think you have a little more knowledge, then go ahead and write what sequence you believe you're in. Are you lower body, upper body, and then hands? Or if you think you're out of order, write the order down. And if you have no clue at all, just write down there, I've got no idea. Okay guys, let's get stuck into what this lower body needs to do, and to help us out here, I got a can of soda, can of Coke. Obviously, this is not sponsored by Coke in any way, shape or form. You don't need to have this Coke can, I want you to visualize it, but let's get stuck into what we actually need it for. So a saying that I have when it comes to that lower body is shift, crush, and turn. So first thing we need to do when we're starting the downswing is shift weight from the trail foot to the lead foot. Okay, job number one. But it's not just a case of shifting weight over there. We need to shift weight over there, and we need to put pressure into the ground underneath that lead shoe. And this is where the can of Coke comes in. So if you can visualize a can of Coke and stomping on that can of Coke and crushing it into the ground, that's going to put pressure underneath that lead foot. So that's where we get the shift, that's where we get the crush. Finally, we have the turn, that's the hips rotating. So once we've shifted, we've crushed, we've put pressure underneath that lead shoe, then we turn around that lead leg, the shoulders and club and all that good stuff, that's going to follow. But we have to get shift, crush, and turn down first. Okay, so a drill that you guys can do, you can do this at home, you can do this on the course. You don't need soda cans in order to do this. I don't want you to have to fill your house up, fill the trunk of your car up with soda cans in order to work on your golf game. That's just ridiculous. So what we can do is we can do the step and swing drill, which is a drill that I've shown you guys before, but let's revisit it. Okay, so what I want you guys to do, start with doing practice swings, and when you go to hit shots, we'll do it off of a tee, but let's start with the practice swings here. here. So just set up as you normally would. Now I want you to lift the club up off the ground. This is just to allow you to be an athlete. I don't want you to be frozen. We're not worried about contact and all that sort of thing. We're really focused on the movement of the body here. So club is up off the ground. We're going to move our lead shoe over to the trail shoe, and then we're going to swing to the top of the backswing. So now it's like we're set in a position where we have some weight underneath that trail foot. Now remember, we have to get weight to that lead shoe. That's the number one thing. That's the first thing that happens. So we're going to step towards the target. Once we step towards the target, I don't want you just moving that lead shoe over and placing it on the ground. Remember, we're crushing that soda can. So when you step, I want you to crush the imaginary soda can under your shoe, and then we're going to allow the club to swing. Remember, this is step and swing. It's not step and swing at the same time. It's step, crush the Coke can, and then swing the club down. That was a little bit awkward with how I walked out of there. And then we swing the club down. The number one mistake that I see when it comes to sequence is the hands and the upper body starting too soon. So not allowing the lower body to shift and then rotate, starting with the hands, starting with the upper body, starting with rotation. It's going to throw the hands over the top, the club over the top. That's where all those ugly slices come from. So if we can work on our sequence and do a little better with that, there's every chance that your slice might start to disappear if you are a slicer. Otherwise, if you're not a slicer, you might start to see a little more power in your golf swing. Alrighty guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm gonna go and do some work on shift, crush, and turn, get that good lower body sequence or the good downswing sequence. And I hope that this makes sense for you guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw them down below. If you like what you saw today, then hit the little like button. You guys know what to do. If you haven't subscribed, I really would appreciate it if you subscribe and hit the notification bell in case you want to stay up to date with the new content. And of course guys, until next time, good golfing. And guys, I'll tell you what, I just did a few swings, doing the step and swings, a little bit of practice, getting a little more B-roll footage, and I hit some shots after that. I tell you what, that's the best I've hit the ball in a long time. I know I haven't been shifting pressure to that lead side as well as I can. I'm telling you, it really works. Anyway, bye guys.